Welcome to A Course in Miracles in Practice. We are turning our attention to Lesson 169.
And as is our practice, we'll begin by reading the lesson in full.
Lesson 169.
By grace I live, by grace I am released.
Grace is an aspect of the love of God which is most like the state prevailing in the unity of truth.
It is the world's most lofty aspiration, for it leads beyond the world entirely.
It is past learning, yet the goal of learning, for grace cannot come until the mind prepares itself for true acceptance.
Grace becomes inevitable instantly in those who prepared a table where it can be gently laid and willingly received, an altar clean and holy for the gift.
Grace is acceptance of the love of God within a world of seeming hate and fear.
By grace alone, the hate and fear are gone. For grace presents a state so opposite to everything the world contains that those whose minds are lighted by the gift of grace cannot believe the world of fear is real.
Grace is not learned. The final step must go beyond all learning. Grace is not the goal this course aspires to attain.
Yet we prepare for grace in that an open mind can hear the call to waken. It is not shut tight against God's voice.
It has become aware that there are things it does not know, and thus is ready to accept a state completely different from experience with which it is familiarly at home.
We have perhaps appeared to contradict our statement that the revelation of the Father and the Son as one has been already set.
But we have also said the mind determines when that time will be, and has determined it.
And yet we urge you to bear witness to the Word of God, to hasten the experience of truth, and speed its advent into every mind that recognizes truth's effects on you.
Oneness is simply the idea God is.
And in his being, he encompasses all things. No mind holds anything but him.
We say God is, and then we cease to speak, for in that knowledge, words are meaningless.
There are no lips to speak them, and no part of mind sufficiently distinct to feel that it is now aware of something not itself.
It has united with its source, and like its source itself, it merely is.
We cannot speak, nor write, nor even think of this at all.
It comes to every mind when total recognition that its will is God's has been completely given and received completely.
It returns the mind into the endless present, where the past and future cannot be conceived. It lies beyond salvation, past all thought of time, forgiveness, and the holy face of Christ.
The Son of God has merely disappeared into his Father, as his Father has in him. The world has never been at all. Eternity remains a constant state.
This is beyond experience we try to hasten.
Yet forgiveness, taught and learned, brings with it the experiences which bear witness that the time the mind itself determined to abandon all, but this is now at hand.
We do not hasten it, in that what you will offer was concealed from him who teaches what forgiveness means.
All learning was already in his mind, accomplished and complete.
He recognized all that time holds and gave it to all minds that each one might determine from a point where time was ended when it is released to revelation and eternity.
We have repeated several times before that you but make a journey that is done.
For oneness must be here.
Whatever time the mind has set for revelation is entirely irrelevant to what must be a constant state, forever as it always was, forever to remain as it is now.
We merely take the part assigned long since and fully recognized as perfectly fulfilled by him who wrote salvation's script in his Creator's name and in the name of his Creator's Son.
There is no need to further clarify what no one in the world can understand.
When revelation of your oneness comes, it will be known and fully understood.
Now we have work to do, for those in time can speak of things beyond and listen to words which explain what is to come as past already.
Yet what meaning can the words convey to those who count the hours still, and rise and work and go to sleep by them?
Suffice it then that you have work to do to play your part. The ending must remain obscure to you until your part is done.
It does not matter, for your part is still what all the rest depends on.
As you take the role assigned to you, salvation comes a little nearer each uncertain heart that does not beat as yet in tune with God.
Forgiveness is the central theme that runs throughout salvation, holding all its parts in meaningful relationships, the course it runs directed, and its outcome sure.
And now we ask for grace, the final gift salvation can bestow.
Experience that grace provides will end in time, for grace foreshadows heaven, yet does not replace the thought of time but for a little while.
The interval suffices. It is here that miracles are laid, to be returned by you from holy instance you receive, through grace in your experience, to all who see the light that lingers in your face.
What is the face of Christ but his, who went a moment into timelessness and brought a clear reflection of the unity he felt an instant back to bless the world?
How could you finally attain to it forever while a part of you remains outside, unknowing, unawakened, and in need of you as witness to the truth?
Be grateful to return as you are glad to go an instant, and accept the gifts that grace provided you.
You carry them back to yourself, and revelation stands not far behind. Its coming is ensured.
We ask for grace and for experience that comes from grace. We welcome the release it offers everyone.
We do not ask for the unaskable. We do not look beyond what grace can give.
For this we can give in the grace that has been given us.
Our learning goal today does not exceed this prayer.
Yet in the world, what could be more than what we ask this day of him who gives the grace we ask, as it was given him?
By grace I live. By grace I am released.
By grace I give. By grace I will release.
So, lesson 169. By grace I live. By grace I am released.
This one, it feels like it shifts gears, doesn't it? From maybe understanding grace to living from it.
It definitely does. It's moving beyond just accepting grace as available to recognizing it as the actual foundation of our life, our release. Not just receiving, but embodying.
Right. It's not something outside us we pull in, but the truth of what we are revealed.
That's a great way to put it. It's already here. Grace reveals it. Something that jumped out right away was that line, grace is past learning, yet the goal of learning. How do we wrap our minds around that? Something beyond learning is the goal of learning.
It's one of those course paradoxes, isn't it? Our learning here isn't about acquiring knowledge about grace or figuring out how to earn it. The learning, especially forgiveness, is really about unlearning. It's about dismantling the barriers we've built against the awareness of grace, which is always present.
Like the lesson says about preparing the table, cleaning it off so the gift can be received.
Exactly that analogy. You don't earn the feast by cleaning the table, but the cleaning makes the receiving possible. Forgiveness cleans the mental table,
That makes so much sense. I know I spent ages trying to intellectually grasp everything, trying to force myself into a state of peace by just thinking harder.
We've all been there, I think, trying to engineer our own enlightenment.
Totally. And the lesson mentions the mind becoming aware that there are things it does not know. That was huge for me. Admitting I didn't know how to find peace, that I couldn't achieve it myself. That was the turning point. It was such a relief.
Oh, absolutely. That relief is grace beginning to dawn. The ego wants us to believe it's all on us, this heavy burden of achieving worthiness. But this lesson says, no, it's received. It's given.
Our part is the willingness, the opening up through forgiveness.
That willingness, that active letting go of the false, which is what forgiveness is, makes the mind ready for something totally different from the ego's fearful world, ready for grace.
So if we were to boil this lesson down, what are the absolute essential points for someone listening?
Okay, key takeaways. First, grace isn't learned like a school subject. It's beyond our concepts, but it's where all our practice is leading.
And the way we get ready for it, the way we prepare that table is forgiveness.
Yes. Forgiveness is the mechanism. It washes away the belief in separation, the fear, the hate, all the stuff that blocks our awareness of God's love, which is grace. When those blocks go, grace just happens. It's inevitable then.
I love how it defines grace, too. Acceptance of the love of God within a world of seeming hate and fear. It's not about escaping the world necessarily.
Right. It's about seeing through it, experiencing something so opposite, so loving, that the fear and hate just lose their grip. They start to seem unreal, as the lesson says.
Because the mind, lighted by the gift of grace, sees differently.
Exactly. Sees past the appearances to the love underneath.
Yeah.
And this often happens in those moments, those brief flashes.
The holy instants, those moments where time seems to stop for a second.
That's them. Forgiveness prepares the mind, grace shines in, and poof, a little taste of timelessness, a direct experience of truth, of oneness.
And we're meant to bring that back, right? The lesson talks about the face of Christ reflecting that unity.
Yes, we don't just stay in that timeless moment.
Yeah.
We bring that felt sense of unity, that peace, back into time to share it, to bless the world with it.
Carrying the light back. And that oneness we glimpse, it's just, God is. Everything is included, nothing outside of it.
Simple, yet immense, is the understanding that there isn't a God out there and us down here. It's all one being.
Which, our everyday minds struggle with. The idea that no mind holds anything but him. Words kind of fail there.
They have to. Because in that state, there's no separate speaker left. It's pure being.
But the holy instants, those grace-filled moments we get through forgiveness, They give us a felt sense of it. They make it real for us, even here in time.
That's the beauty of it. We get these experiences that witness to the ultimate truth.
Let's talk about how this applies day to day, because worries, frustrations, dealing with difficult people, that's where the rubber meets the road. How does grace's past learning, yet the goal of learning, help us then?
It changes how we approach our practice. We stop trying to achieve grace like it's a trophy. Worldly goals are about effort, strategy, achieving an outcome. Spiritual practice, especially forgiveness, is more about letting go.
So the effort isn't towards grace, but towards removing the obstacles to it.
Exactly. The effort is in the willingness to look at the ego stuff, the judgments, the fears, and hand them over. To open the mind. To admit, like you said earlier, I don't know, but I'm willing to see this differently.
That humility, that openness, that's the readiness.
It is. The ego thinks it knows. It's closed off. The open mind, aware it doesn't know everything, is ready for something new, something beyond its usual experience, ready for the peace of grace.
And that idea of oneness, God is encompassing everything, that really changes the game from thinking of God as, some separate entity.
It totally shifts it. It's moving towards non-duality. God isn't just the creator. God is the substance of everything. There's nothing else. God is, period. It's the final word, in a sense.
Okay, but what about that part where it says revelation is already set, the mind determined the time, but then it urges us to bear witness to hasten the experience? That feels a bit like a contradiction.
It does from our perspective in time. Think of it like this. The destination, oneness, is fixed, timeless, already there. Our journey through time, our awakening to that destination, is what unfolds.
Ah, okay.
So our forgiveness practice doesn't change the ultimate reality, but it absolutely speeds up our experience of it, our awareness of it, while we still seem to be in time. It collapses time, in a way.
That makes sense. We're not changing God or reality. We're changing our perception, our readiness to see what's true. I remember there was this situation, a relationship thing, where I was trying so hard to make things right, to force a reconciliation.
What was driving that effort?
Looking back, fear, control, my ego's script of how it had to end. I was doing all the spiritual things, but really just trying to manipulate the outcome. It felt awful, actually. So much pressure.
That sounds exhausting and not very grace-filled.
Not at all. And then eventually I just gave up. Not in a despairing way, but I just let go of needing that specific outcome. I focused purely on forgiving myself for the fear, the judgment, the need to control, just cleaning my own side of the street,
Preparing your own mind, essentially. Letting go of the ego's plan.
Exactly. And then things shifted. Not necessarily to the outcome I had originally wanted, but a genuine sense of peace and a different kind of resolution emerged. It felt like it flowed through me once I stopped trying to direct it.
That sounds precisely like grace stepping in once the space was made. Your forgiveness bore witness to a different possibility, a truer one.
It really felt like that, like living by grace, being released by grace in that specific instance.
And that feeling, that peace, that's what we bring back, isn't it? The lesson says we return from those timeless moments to bliss the world. We don't keep it to ourselves.
The light that lingers in your face. It's such a beautiful image. Our inner work radiates outward. Our willingness to forgive, to let grace in, actually helps everyone. It brings salvation nearer, even if we don't fully grasp the big picture of oneness yet.
Absolutely. Our part is crucial. Our willingness to embody that forgiveness allows grace to shine through us. And that serves the awakening of all.
Okay, let's make this super practical. A lot of us deal with that inner critic, right? That constant voice saying, not good enough, you failed again, be ashamed. How can we apply Lesson 169 directly to that?
That self-criticism is the ego's anthem. It's the voice of separation, convincing us our worth is conditional. Living by grace is the direct antidote.
So what's the first step when that voice pipes up?
Step 1. Just notice it. Hear the words, feel the yucky feeling that comes with it, guilt, inadequacy, whatever it is, but don't buy into it. Just observe, like watching a cloud drift by.
Okay, step back and witness it. Don't become it.
Exactly. Step 2, recognize where it's coming from. This isn't your true self speaking. This is the ego's program, designed to keep you feeling small and separate. Realizing it's based on a false premise, the belief in separation takes away some of its power.
It's like seeing the man behind the curtain. It's not the great and powerful Oz, just the ego's trick.
Perfect analogy. Step 3 is then actively letting go of the need to fix yourself or earn your worth. The critic always pushes you to do something to be acceptable. Recognize that your worth is inherent, given by God, unchanging. You don't have to earn it, so you can release that frantic effort.
Stop trying to meet the ego's impossible standards. Just Drop the struggle.
Yes. And that leads right into step 4. Affirm your reality. Use the lesson's words. By grace I live, by grace I am released. Say it, mean it. It's a conscious choice to align with the truth of grace over the ego's lies.
It's like planting a flag, declaring your true allegiance.
It is. You're choosing grace. And finally, step 5. Accept grace's presence. Allow it to work. Look for the subtle shift. Maybe the criticism softens. Maybe a wave of self-compassion arises. Maybe just a little lightness.
That feeling, that shift, is the grace. The holy instant dissolving the criticism.
That's it. It's the evidence. Notice it. Acknowledge it. That's grace, demonstrating the criticism wasn't real. You were sustained by grace.
Oh.
You are released by grace. It's a practice, repeating these steps whenever the critic shows up.
So wrapping this all up, Lesson 169, By Grace I Live, By Grace I Am Released, is really about a fundamental shift. Moving from trying to earn our way to God to simply opening ourselves to receive the love that's already here.
Yes, it points to grace, God's love accepted as our true state, something beyond our limited understanding but reflected in moments of peace.
And our role in accessing this is forgiveness. That's the preparation, the clearing away of the blocks.
Forgiveness opens the door. Grace enters, giving us those holy instants, those tastes of oneness, which we then bring back as a blessing, reflecting that light into the world.
So ultimately, our job isn't to strive for oneness, but to practice forgiveness, making ourselves ready for the release that grace provides. It's already ours.
Thank you for joining us today on A Course in Miracles in Practice. We hope this exploration of Lesson 169 was helpful for you.
We are moving closer to our next set of review lessons, and that's a perfect time for us to address questions you might have. If anything we discussed today or any other part of the course has sparked a question for you, please send it our way.
You can reach us by email at acim@theworldharmonyproject.org.
Or find us on TikTok and YouTube. Our handle is @TheWorldHarmonyProject.
Tomorrow we'll turn our attention to Lesson 170. We hope you'll join us again.
Dear listeners, may you recognize the grace that already sustains you, feel its liberating power, and live each moment in the peace of your true release.
Goodbye.